So you ask, should you go to college for art? The short answer is yes. But hey YouTube, it's Cutt here, and we're bringing you another one. Here is another Let's Talk, but now it's Let's Talk. Should you go to college for art? Okay. Before we get into that, don't forget I have a coloring book ready for pre-order. Go to jcutt.com, link in the description below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button because we're going to keep bringing these things to you. So, should you go to college for art? Okay. Yes, if you want to. No, if you don't want to. Now, I know that sounds like the same thing, but it's not. Okay? There are pros and cons to going to college and not going to college. Okay, we're going to get into it. But before we get into it, just so you understand that this isn't just coming out of left field, I have an AFA, which is an Associate's in Fine Arts, which I got from DCAD, which is the Delaware College of Art and Design in Wilmington, Delaware. Then I continued my education and got a BFA, which is right here. Went to the University of Arts, or UArts. I got a paper falling out. I got a bachelor's in fine arts with a concentration in animation, right? So I am a college graduate. I have a college degree. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Trying to tell me. Now, let's start with the why you should not go to college. Number one, and this is no particular order. I just was writing them down. And it just so happened to land in this order. So don't, okay? All right. If you are pressured by your family, friends, coworkers, people around you, do not go to college because people told you to go to college. Don't do it. Because if you do that, you will probably drop out because you didn't tell yourself that. They told you, you went. And then a year later, you told yourself, I didn't want to go anyway. So if that's what's happening, it is better to not go. Save yourself some money. Okay? Talking about money, do not go to college if you truly cannot afford it. Now, understand what I mean by that. What that means is you've looked for all the scholarships. You look for all the grants. You asked your family and friends. You went through the processes. You saved up the money and it's just not enough. Then take a break. It's okay to wait a few months or you know, if you want to wait till until the spring, or if you want to give yourself a leap year, whatever. It's okay to take a beat to save up some money. So then when you come in, you're not struggling to gather money to be there. So that's what I mean when I say truly don't have the money. Scholarships, you don't have the money. Scholarships will give you money. You don't have the money, grants will give you money. You don't have the money, family and friends will give you money, right? That's different from truly just no money is coming your direction. Then don't force your way into there because then you're going to have a headache a little later on. Here's another reason why you should not go to college. If your heart is not in it. Now understand what I mean by that. Nobody wants to actually go to college. Do you think you went through grade school, went through high school, and you want to do another 4 years of that? And then doctors do another, 85 years of that? Do you think they really want to do that? Nobody wants to go to school. But what I mean by it, those who don't want to do it, but deep down want the outcome that will come from college, those are the ones that will make it through. Because when you get to your senior year or your freshman year, those other 2 years are nothing. Your freshman year, your senior year are the years that make you want to quit. Inside of those 2 years, you're going to have a moment of, I don't really want to do this. Deep down in your heart has to be strong enough to push you through it. Because if your heart is not in it, then when you have those days that are telling you that you need to quit, you will drop out. Because it's real easy to drop out of college. Just saying. Okay. Another reason why you should not go to college is if you are going to party and have fun. Please don't confuse my words. You will party and you will have fun, but don't go to college to do that. You can go anywhere to party and have fun. Why go to college to do it? If you're going to go to college, don't go with that mindset. You will not be able to avoid having fun in college. It is impossible. But while you're there, if you have the mindset of I'm getting my work done, I came here for a degree, then even while you're having fun, you won't get too crazy. So don't go for the wrong reasons. Another reason why you should not go to college is if you have the mindset that you will be getting your dream job the moment you step out of college. If that's your mind, that you're going to get an amazing job when you get out, you may as well not go in, because that's not how it works. It doesn't mean that college can't help you with that, and I'll explain how it can help you. The point is the expectation. You can't expect that you're going to get your dream job walking out of college. Is it possible? Yes. Just like it's possible to be in the NFL, just like it's possible to be the NBA. But how many people really get in there? Not that many. So you have to have another way of thinking before you go in. Otherwise, you're going to be very disappointed. Also, do not go to college if you do not have a plan. Now, also understand what I mean by that. I'm not saying you have to know everything you're going to do. I'm not saying you even need to know what your major is going to be. What I'm saying is you have to have a plan. Now, for me, I already knew I was going for animation. Like, I knew I was going to go. It almost got me because I love interior design. So when we had a 2-week period, not 2 weeks, excuse me, we had a semester of doing every major. So we had to try photography. We had to try every major for 2 weeks. So when I got to interior design, it almost got me. It almost got me, y'all. Because I love interior design and architecture. Like, I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So it almost got me. But I still decided animation, which was a good choice for me. I'm not saying you have to know your whole future, what you need to do. What I'm saying is that you have to know that you don't know. And what I mean by that is, it's okay to say, look, I'm going to college. I know I want to do art, but I'm not really sure which direction I want to go. It's okay because it's going to do that for you. But then you have to be able to analyze that before you go in, so that when you get in, you can say, all right, my plan is to find my plan. That's okay. Not just, I'll go in and see what happens. Because then nothing going to happen, or stuff is going to be happening around you and you won't even be paying attention. So then you'll drop out. So just plan that beforehand, knowing what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And then you'll be able to make a better decision going in. Going back to knowing, this is a side note thing that I didn't like what I saw in college. Don't go to college thinking you know everything, okay? You actually might know a lot, and some students know a lot more than their professors, and I've seen it. But don't be a know-it-all. It's okay to know more than your professor. Sometimes you just know a lot. But your moment is not to just learn things. You're also experiencing things. You don't know the experiences. You may know the knowledge that they learned, but you don't know their experience, what they went through, and you don't know the experience that you're going to get from college. So don't go in with the mindset of, I know more than my professor, even if you actually do know more than your professor. Okay, there are a lot more why you shouldn't, but we're going to stop here and go into the why you should go to college, okay? The first thing I could think of is a foundation. When I looked at my art before college, in literally those last 2 weeks of college, because we were done work, but it was still like 2 or 3 weeks before we actually graduated. So we were just having fun. But in those 2 weeks of me just drawing whatever came to mind, as opposed to what the teacher told me to draw, I saw a difference. One day I will show you my sketchbook and you'll see the progress from the beginning to the end of just me sketching and things like that. So now I have a foundation that others may not have because I went to college. When you go to college, especially for art, the reason it's called a BFA is because it's a bachelor's in fine arts. When you go to college for art, you're learning fine arts, and then you concentrate in photography. You concentrate in graphic design. You concentrate in illustration. Don't go to college and concentrate in fine arts. You're learning fine arts already, so don't make that your major. That's a side note thing. Pick something else that's going to make you money. Fine art students. Anyway, but it was a foundation. So I learned fine arts as my base. So now I can always channel my fine arts knowledge and apply it to what I do now, which is animation, illustration, and all that jazz. So a foundation. Yes, YouTube and free tutorials are absolutely amazing. I use them to this day. But if you can pay for education, if you can, it just can't compare the foundation you're going to get than if you just YouTube it. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. YouTube is a great add-on to my foundation. The other reason why you should go to college is because of the instant connections. You connect with the teachers. You connect with the students. You connect with the possible job opportunities. Remember, I said before, if you're going to college expecting the dream job, that's foolish. However, your college might have connections to the dream job or jobs around that. So college is good to get you closer to your dream job because they have those connections. Is it a guarantee? No. But it is a chance that you can get closer to those opportunities because it's opened up that world to get into the door of those jobs. And this is a side note thing, because I hear people say nowadays a degree don't really do much. And yes, I understand what they're saying, which is it used to be a time where if you added bachelor's degree of any sort onto your resume, it was almost like just a way in, right? So now it's not so strong. And I understand what they mean by that, but I cannot agree that it does nothing, because I've seen people who don't have education on their resume who are turned down because they don't have it. And then I get those jobs. So I'm not saying you have to go to get jobs, because you cannot have a degree and have a really good paying job in your field. It's very possible, but it is a little bit harder, when you don't have that degree, because they're like, well, what are we basing off of? And in that case, it would be experience. If you're older and you've been doing it for a long time, you can get away with it because you've built up enough experience. But when you're just graduating high school, you don't have experience and you don't have an education. So how are you going to get the job? So at least 4 years later, you got bachelor's degree, even though you don't have experience, and then they can see that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, I hear people say, and I understand what they're saying, but I can't agree with that fully. Another reason why you should go to college is because it advances your art skills and knowledge. Yes, your art skills will be developed, but your knowledge and understanding of what art is will grow. Because the thing is, YouTube or, tutorials, they'll teach you maybe how to do it, but they're not always teaching you like the art. Like, what is the arts? Like, the history of art. Even though art history, I used to fall asleep a lot, I ain't gonna lie. But I understand why it's important to know it, because now when you see where we are to where art came, like in the sense of why it went from being like a plumber's job, like they didn't have cameras, so they needed somebody to record. So you just did a job. It wasn't about the beauty. It was, this is a king and queen, a person, you got to paint them. We need an image. So now where it's an expression. That took a long time to get to that point where now we don't need to document through art. We can document with cameras. So knowing things like that helps with how you express today. So I think that's important. Of course, you can do your research on your own, but school will help with that. Also, I can see a difference from someone who went to school for art and someone who didn't. They're missing fundamentals that is taught in school. Now, I've seen some people who never touched school who are better, by far better than me. Just gifted, just amazing. But I can tell those who are gifted and then those who, if all they need is a little bit of knowledge, and they would be amazing, but they're missing that education that school will provide. So keep that in mind as well. This one is less about art and more about any college student. You should go to college to experience things on your own, to get away from what you're used to seeing, even if you stay in the city that you're from, even if you go to the college that you're born in, that's okay. But the point of just separating from what you're used to seeing and just get a different perspective. If you can leave states, that will definitely help. Even the state over will be a different experience. I'm here to tell you. But to experience something somewhere else is why college is good for a person. Now, this one hit me while I was writing it. I didn't even realize how strong this was until I wrote it down. The reason why you should go to college is because it gives you a place to make mistakes in a safe environment. College is a safe environment to make mistakes. And I mean that in a lot of different ways, but in the design art way, it's giving you the space. When you pay for college, you're paying for a lot of things, but one of the things you're paying for is space and time. It's giving you space and it's giving you an allotted time to make mistakes, especially as an artist. Art school is less about grades. There are grades, but it's more about paying attention to what I told you, because they understand later on you're going to have clients. So if they give you an assignment, they say it's going to be this, this, and this. Don't do this, do this, don't do this, don't do that. The look is like a different conversation. That's an opinion. But did you follow the instructions? And sometimes you do. You're going to make mistakes. That's the time to make mistakes. The moment you step out of college, you can't make mistakes with your job. It's hard to make mistakes with your clients. You can't even make mistakes with your own personal work because that's time that you just wasted. So that's a perfect time to make mistakes. And there's no like penalty really when it comes to trial and error, especially in the art field of college. So it is a really good environment for mistake making. Take that time to make all your mistakes, and then you'll learn a lot in your mistakes that you won't bring into your working field. Okay, I have to stop. I literally could go on forever about this subject. I could literally go on forever. Another topic I'm probably going to do is if you should be on campus or off campus when it comes to college. I have a whole thing about that, so maybe I'll do that. To that point, let me know in the comments what you guys want me to do next. I have so many topics ready for you guys to go, but let me know if there's something you think you really need to know that I can explain to you and tell you when it comes to the Let's Talk Art and Business. Don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button. Click here if you want to see the intro to this Let's Talk ordeal or any other videos. They're going to be in the description. This is a playlist of Let's Talk, so check out all the videos that we have here. The art and business topic is going to be so much fun. There's an infinite amount of things we can talk about. So let me know. Let me know. And that's it. That's it. Go to college, y'all. Get yourself an education. Get yourself. What are you doing? I know you're not about to leave without liking or sharing or something. I know you see that red button. You better subscribe to my channel. See you soon.